Hello, everyone, and welcome to the virtual presentation of l'Université de l'Ontario français. My name is Université. I am the student recruitment officer here at the Université de l'Ontario français. So what I'm going to do right now is give you about a 20-minute presentation about l'UOF, what we have to offer, our programs, a little bit more about our method of teaching, and just kind of give you the big overview of our university. So thank you so much for participating and listening to this recording, and I will begin just momentarily. So once again, my name is Lucchese. I am one of the student recruitment officers here at UOF, is what I'm going to use for the acronym. So we are a new university that just opened their doors in September of 2021. So we have our first cohort of students here with us starting in September. So we'd like to welcome them and hoping that you or people you know will be future students here at UOF. So to give you kind of an idea exactly where we're located, we are at 9 Lower Jarvis Street, which is really in the heart of downtown, only about a 15-minute walk from the Union Station, which is really, again, in the heart of downtown. We are situated right in front of Sugar Beach Park, a man-made beach for Torontonians. If you'd like to have a little break, pretend that you are somewhere tropical and you're really in the heart of one of the biggest city in Canada. So just going to give you a little bit about a little video just showing you a bit more about our university. So we are a brand new university. I personally have been to the university just a few times, but I can honestly say that it is probably the most modern university that I have ever visited in my life. So it's really, in my opinion, a beautiful university that I am really proud to say that I am a part of. So just to give you a little bit more about what we have, give you an idea of what you will see at UOF. So we have 4 undergraduate programs. We have over 10 countries represented in our first cohort, notably Canadians, also French-speaking Europeans and French-speaking Africans. And then we have about a ratio of 10 students per professor. So our class size is generally pretty small. And I'll explain to you a bit later why it is to your advantage. I'm just going to mention right now that at the moment we have 4 undergraduate programs. We do not have any master's or doctorate PhD programs. So we are the first French-speaking university 100% French-speaking university in Toronto, actually the only one in the entire area. So all of central and southwestern Ontario, we are the only French-speaking option. There's only one other about 800 kilometers north, which is relatively far away. So the only 100% French-speaking option here in the area. So there's really a lot of information that's going to be thrown around during any presentation that talks about a university. So if there's really 3 key points that I want you to remember, it is the following 3. One is the advantages of having a French degree in Canada, Toronto, and Ontario. We are a university that's ready to listen and be there for you, your needs. And then we also like to talk about having a professional experience starting as early as year 1. So, according to Statistics Canada, on average, French-speaking individuals make about $5,000 more yearly from their English counterparts in the workforce. So not only do French speakers generally get paid more, we actually also have an easier chance of finding employment because there is, generally speaking, less competition. I personally have graduated from an English university back in 2018, and since graduating, I have found solely French-speaking job opportunities because I guarantee you've probably heard of this, or you've heard other people say, keep your French, it's going to open a bunch of doors, it's going to really give you more opportunities in life and in the workforce, and it's the reality that we are living in. So here at UOF, we have an educational approach called transdisciplinarity. So basically what it means is taking a bunch of combining knowledge and methods from several different disciplines. So it's not solely one program on psychology, one program on sociology, one program on business administration. We really found ways to get the mixture of knowledge, mixture of disciplines in each and every one of our programs, because employers are really looking for well-rounded individuals, and we have created the 4 programs specifically for those needs. So I will be explaining a little bit more into detail later on about our 4 programs and how we are using transdisciplinary approach to help students really develop all their skills. So our 4 programs here at UOF are digital cultures, economy and social innovation, urban environments, and human plurality. So just to note right now is that at the end of your 3rd year, you will pick between 2 different concentrations. So firstly, we're going to talk about digital cultures. So it's really learning about how technology connects us and modifies our behaviors and interactions. So if you're interested in social media, creating video content, using a 360 camera, using a drone for a project, this is some of the stuff that you will be doing in class. Digital cultures is really learning also how to communicate effectively, and it's really needed in the workforce because more and more you can see that technology is really taking over the world, as I could say. So it's really an advantage to have a good knowledge in this workforce. So the 2 concentrations you can pick from are arts practice or communications. So certain careers, just to give you an example, you could be a marketing and advertising specialist, a social media coordinator, virtual event organizer, or even a multimedia designer. So you can create website, phone apps, or even video games. Our second program is economics and social innovation. So social innovation is really trying to find a solution to societal problems in a way that really hasn't been thought before. So with the transdisciplinary approach, this program is really combining economics with management, sustainable development, politics, and even sociology. The 2 concentrations are labor and human resources or social economy enterprise. So certain careers are human resources officer, talent acquisition specialist, or even a development consultant. Our 3rd program are the urban environments. So Toronto is the biggest city in Canada, the 4th biggest city in North America behind Mexico City, New York, and LA. So if the prospects or the interest in green city, biodiversity, transportation, technology, or even the environment really interests you, all of these will be talked about and discussed in our classes in this program. So if you are interested in, let's say, for example, finding solutions for the homeless, creating more green spaces at work, here at UOF, we have a rooftop garden to incorporate green space even at our university. Or if you're interested in learning why they're about the colonization of bees in big cities, you can learn all about this in our program. So our concentrations are design or environmental change. So the 2 different, the potential occupations are a green space consultant, environmental impact analyst, or even a city planner. And our 4th program is human plurality. So human plurality is really understanding the human being. So the psychology, the sociology, the politics behind a human being. So if you're really interested in social movements, the Black Lives Matter movement, the Me Too movement, if you're interested in talking about the indigenous population, the indigenous issues that they face, we will be able to talk about that in this program. Also intercultural mediations. So it's really understanding how everyone works together in the community, facing their gender expression, their sexuality, their race, ageism, really combining everything. So the 2 concentrations are policy and governance or intercultural practices and mediation. So certain occupations are policy analyst, social worker, or a social intervention project manager. So I did mention earlier on that our scale, our ratio are 10 students per professor, which means our classes are really small, which is a university at human scale. So me personally working in the workforce, my team for our recruitment team is about 5 to 6 people, which generally means that we are not a ginormous team, and that's really a human scale team where it's very rare that you're going to go into a class of 300 students and be like, oh, you know what, this is probably going to look exactly like what I'm going to be doing when I have a job in the workforce. It's not really the case, and we want to make sure that it is an advantage for you because that small class size allows you to get to know your professor better, get to know your classmates better, ask more questions, be more involved, and really feel like you can create an impact and you can really get to know individuals. Um, that cliche of you're not just a number is really a reality when you're in a small classroom, because it really gives you that opportunity to learn and have that hands-on learning experience that you wouldn't have if you did have 3, 4, 500 students in a class at the same time. So just to explain a little bit how our programs are divided, we have 120 credits over the 4 years, which is 30 credits per year, 15 per semester, which is 5 courses of 3 credits. So 18 of our credits are complementary courses, or as I'd like to call, also called electives, or you can choose professional workshops. So professional workshops are really for those who are interested in developing the soft skills that employers are looking for. So certain of our workshops have how to create a budget, how to how to communicate in an intercultural setting or multicultural setting. So really some hands-on soft skills that you maybe wouldn't have an opportunity to develop until you get into the workforce. 39 of our credits, or 13 courses, are joint core courses on transdisciplinarity and research methodologies. So every single student will be taking those 13 courses together because, again, we want to make sure that you have that opportunity to be that well-rounded individual. And 63 credits, or 21 courses, are going to be on specialization courses in the area of your choice in whichever of the 4 programs that you choose. So to kind of give you an idea, foundation is year 1, in-depth is year 2, specialization is year 3, and integration is year 4. So what I just mentioned is divided from year 1 to year 3. And then year 4 is when you will have 2 large integrative projects, 1 experiential internship program, and an internship seminar following your internship, and 5 courses from the concentration of your choice. So at the bottom, you see a large, I'm thinking in French and trying to speak English, a large arrow, my apologies, a large arrow called the UOF portfolio. So this is basically what's going to help you from year 1 to year 4 in getting that professional development. So it's year 1 is really figuring out what are my skills. Year 2 is how am I to identify these skills and which one are really required in the workforce. So if I know I want to become a social worker, what are the specific skills that a social worker would need? Would they need empathy? Would they need patience? Would they need confidentiality? Would they need organization, tech skills? Just asking yourself really all those questions. And what's really great is that you will have help from our Student Success Center from year 1 all the way to year 4 to help develop this portfolio. Year 3 is where we were to organize said skills and create our resume, because in year 3 we will be applying for internships, because at year 4 every student at UOF will have a 1-semester internship, and you will have the opportunity to not only network with business professionals, you will also be able to get a reference letter. Reference letters are really important when looking for potential employment, because the employers really need to see that you have that that you are that well-rounded individual, that you have those experiences, because it's great to say that you were the top of your class, you had the best grades, but if you don't have experience to back it up, you are not seen as the most viable candidate. So it is just something that we have recognized that we wanted to incorporate in our program. So what's great is that this is integrated in your curriculum at no extra cost. Now, if you are not from the Toronto area and you are interested in staying somewhere at a student residence, we do have an agreement with Parkside Residence. So it is located about 20 minutes away from the university. Here you have everything that you need. You have a cafeteria, you have a gym, you have the different types of rooms that you'd be interested in. So there's 4 different options. One is a shared room with a roommate. So you share the room, you share the bathroom. Then you have 2 separate rooms. So you have your own room and a shared bathroom. You also have a private studio. So it's your own room, own bathroom. Or they have a penthouse, which is 2 larger rooms with a larger common area, or 4 rooms with 2 bathrooms and a large common area. So prices start at $1,260 per month for the shared room, and then they go up in price depending on which one you are interested in. If you'd like to get in contact with them, you can contact them directly at Parkside at their residence on their website. Secondly, we have the gym. So we are a new university and we have created partnerships with George Brown College, who are situated basically right next to us. We have an agreement with them to use all of their facilities for all of the students at UOF. So obviously right now we are in our development phase, so we are able to create this agreement if anybody's interested in intramural sports, in wanting to be more active, physical fitness, you can do all of that at George Brown College. And finally, we have our student life. So like I mentioned, Toronto is the biggest city in Canada. There's so much to do, so much to see. It is hustling and bustling. There's always something going on, and you will always be preoccupied. If you are nervous about coming from a small town and coming to the big city, don't be too nervous because there are a bunch of different communities found inside of Toronto. So there is a Greek town, a Korea town, Chinatown, Little Italy, Little Portugal, really a vast majority of different cultures represented all around the city. So even though it is a big city, you can still find little spots here and there that make it feel more of a tight-knit community. And at the university itself, you have the opportunity to kind of create your own pathway. Because if you are very interested in wanting to study at UOF and you wanted to really create something for yourself, if you're very passionate about, let's say, Dungeons and Dragons, underwater basket weaving, if you think we need a knitting club, you come to us with that idea and we can make it happen for you because we have the funds to create it. So really, whatever you're passionate about, whatever you would like to bring to the university, you can do so because we are new and because we can develop with you. So in terms of admission requirements, so you need a high school diploma from Ontario, preferably all French speaking. So you have to graduate with your top 6 courses for U or for M, and you have to have an average of at least 70%. So you have to have a minimum 3 years of study in a secondary school where French is the main language spoken. However, there is also another option. My apologies, it's not there, but there is another option where you have to take a French equivalency test. If you want more information, you can find it on our website. So just to keep in mind that you need a minimum 70%, and if you are at a French-speaking school, minimum 70% in your grade 12 French pre-university course. So keep that in mind, 70 average overall and minimum 70% in your French course. Now talking about our admissions, it is $6,100 per academic year for whichever one of our 4 programs, which is relatively not expensive compared to a lot of other universities. Now, what I also like are bursaries. So if you graduate in grade 12, your 6 highest courses of 4U, 4M have an average of anywhere from 80 to 89.99%, you get a $5,000 bursary for your first year automatic. If you have 90% and above, you get 5,500. So for your first year of university, you could be paying anywhere from only 600 to 1,100 for your first year, which is really generous of the university as well. You do not need to keep that average once you show up at UOF. So keep in mind that this is solely based on your top 6 4U or 4M courses. So if you do, that is the end of our presentation. So I would just like to reiterate that at UOF, you have the opportunity to really create your own pathway, your own vision of what you would like to see at a university. Because we are smaller, we have the opportunity for you to have a more personalized service, a more personalized pathway, and the advantage of continuing your studies in French, that it opens so many other doors. You can take me, for example, graduated in 2018. Since then until now, I've been working solely in French, and it is really an advantage that most people do take for granted. So I would like to thank you for your attention. Once again, my name is Lequetier. I am the Student Recruitment Officer here at Université de l'Ontario français. I'd like to thank you for your time and wish you an amazing day. Thank you so much.